How are you doing this evening, Roger?
I'm doing well.
Excellent.
Had a great dinner and a couple glasses of wine.
That has reminded me that I need to do the same. I need to pour myself something before we get underway.
Okay, I'm still
get set up. I will be right back. I have returned with my lovely libation. I believe that may be the secret to my potential victory.
Could be. If you hear me making yummy sounds, I grew a pumpkin like squash, and my wife made ice cream out of it, and it is just great.
That does sound good.
A frozen pumpkin pie. It is fantastic.
Really, that is. Now I'm hankering for that. So, good week.
It's part of the morale demoralization has been that the week is over.
Okay.
Demoralization 2 has been removed.
Oh, fantastic.
Fatigue is gone. I'm organized and ready to go.
We eased past fatigue level 1.
Yes.
I had a pretty good day today. I scored a coup. On my lunch hour, having lunch with some buddies every now and again. We get together and I checked out a thrift store that was right near the hamburger place that we go to, and shocked and amazed at how good it was. I was in there looking for some vinyl LPs, and I found a whole mess of Alan Sherman records.
Oh, wow.
I got 6 Alan Sherman records. It was amazing, all pristine condition. I got some Body Ballads, I think is what it is. It's a series. And I also got a bunch of folk songs, like cowboy folk songs. Hank Snow, lots of good stuff. Train songs, cowboy songs, got it all. All for $1 a piece. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy. I came home, started playing them, cleaning them up, playing them. My daughter's like, "What is this?" I said, "Cowboy music." The Old West. Get along, little doggy. What the heck's a doggy? Never mind. So
that's great.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that find. I mean, I pass that thrift store all the time, and today I actually went on my phone, and I think a lot of the places I go looking for old war games and just stuff like that, LPs, has been kind of played out because I go to that same circuit all the time, and I think other people do too. But this one was a gem, so I'm going to have to start putting that into the rotation as well, see what I can find. But to the business at hand tonight, back to Bull Run. Oh, how the heart aches from last week. You did such a great job defeating me last week. It was good. It was hard.
That was the worst bad luck I've seen.
It was hard editing it too. It was like, there's another. That was second only to this past week when I played against Lee, and I during editing I counted up the times I got 1 on movement rolls, and it was 7. It was 7 times.
I was going to join at the beginning. I came back, and you were in the middle of that streak.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm out of here. I don't want Patrick to blame me for this. Because I don't know how, at that point you had like 4 in a row.
Oh, yeah.
You won the initiative and then won. Initiative.
I'm pretty sure if you listen on the YouTube video, you can hear my teeth grinding. Just Once again, we have returned to an end to Innocence. This will be our second and final play of it. And we have swapped sides. I have pulled up the scenario information on my side. And we'll just review that very quickly. I don't think we need to belabor it because it is a 1-turn scenario and it's fairly straightforward. First, no leader transfer for moi, so I do not get to move Beauregard or Johnston as per scenario rules. You get your 3 free Night March activations. I hope you've been planning which ones you're going to do. I figured, knowing you as I do now, you have been working on a plan this week, so I'm excited to see how that will play out. I've got the Confederate command paralysis, so the first 2 times that I win the initiative with a 6, I will surrender it over to Roger. And let's see, Elsie is already on the train, but he cannot move until I have completed my command paralysis. Thus, if I get the 2 6s, and he is released, and he can start moving towards Manassas. Richardson is controlled by either Tyler in the 1st Division or by Miles in the 5th Division, so you have options there. I did not end up activating him with Miles last week, but again, more options are good things. And you have got, let's see, I've got the primary objectives, which we'll talk about momentarily. You've got Centerville. And in this 1-turn scenario, once again, it is, as we've seen, heartily dependent on good fortune with dice. Like any 1-turn scenario, that can make or break your plan. And I found that out last week pretty quickly, along with some excellent strategic applications by you, Roger. So we're at the mercy of the dice, be they 1-6 splits or 1s on the movement rolls, whatever. We just have to kind of get through it, I guess. Victory point schedule. It's 15 points if a Union infantry occupies Manassas Junction at the end of the game. So you must be in there with a, and it can be anything, as we discussed last week. It can be demoralized or undemoralized, as long as they are occupying Manassas Junction. However, the 3-point follow-up to that is if you have an undemoralized unit somewhere around it, whether there's a Confederate unit in Manassas or not, if that undemoralized infantry unit is surrounding or in one of the adjacent hexes, that's worth 3 points instead. It is -15 for the Union if a Confederate infantry unit occupies Centerville at the end of the game. +8 if the Union controls Groveton, so that's why it's got the gray border. If they are the last infantry unit to touch Groveton, whether they actually occupy it or not, that's worth 8 points. However, if a Union infantry is occupying Groveton and one of my Confederate units is adjacent to Groveton, then it reduces it from an 8 to a 4. It is -2 if I occupy Groveton, yet if you have somebody adjacent, which is, I believe, what happened last week. You got back in there, and I had McDowell just sitting outside, so that was actually a -2. However, it's a -4 if you occupy it and there's no Union infantry adjacent to Groveton. That is a worst case scenario. It's +4 if the Union controls Bull Run Bridge. That means they just have to touch it, they don't have to occupy it. And it's +2 if they control the Stone Bridge. Also, don't have to occupy, just touch. And +1 if you either occupy Gainesville or burn the station there, but it's a maximum of 1 point either way, depending on whichever one you decide to do. +1 and -1 for manpower losses, so pretty straightforward on that. Opening thoughts. What are you thinking tonight?
I did look at this very carefully because I'm going to, if the die rolls for these night initiatives are friendly to me, I've got a very aggressive, stupid strategy that I'm going to try.
I love to hear you say that.
If the die rolls aren't, then there's really no point. So we'll see.
That was the one thing that I really came to appreciate about this scenario last week, is that pivot point. At which point do you have to adjust your strategy, knowing that you're not going to be able to march units to where you need them to, and perhaps attacking for manpower losses is the way to go, because the Union only needs 6 points for a marginal on this one.
Yeah.
So with 6 points, you could potentially set up some decent flanks. You could inflict some good manpower losses, depending on how they have to retreat. Having an adaptable strategy depending on the poor dice rolling is absolutely key to this one. I'm hoping now that we switch sides. I'm back into my comfort zone with defense, especially defending with the Confederate player. I really enjoy that, and having watched you do a lot of the very key things with Johnston last week, I suspect I will be repeating a lot of those tonight. But again, it just depends on where I need to bring the battle to you, and what I have to do to either stop you from taking a victory point spot or taking it back from you subsequently. I think that's my pivot point, is do I let you have it and then take it back before you can bolster it, or do I try to do a soft defense where I get there and make you fight for it? Again, all dependent on dice rolling. But I think we're good to go. And if you would like to do any opening leader transfers, that is certainly your benefit.
I am going to move McDowell. And there's something about these stacks, but I'm going to put him over on Miles.
Okay.
And I'm doing that because not this scenario last week, the week before when I was playing Union, Miles not being as a 0.
Right.
You fixed it.
Yeah, I fixed it for you.
Was a problem. So I'm going to try to keep them together, try to give that division a chance.
That is a really good idea. I wish I had thought of that last week. Because I sat there and was like, I'll just leave Miles behind because he sucks. And then if you put McDowell there, then he doesn't suck as much anymore.
I don't remember either of us playing the Union in Albany, like using a Grand Assault with the Union commander. So I'm not too concerned about that.
Right.
So,
but if anybody can do it, it's you, because I have every confidence that you can set it up.
Well, like I said, I had an aggressive, stupid plan.
Right.
That's part of the aggressive, stupid plan.
Right.
So we'll see. Like I said, I think we're ready for the night march, right? So
yes.
The first one.
Yes. Go ahead and take them.
It's going to be Tyler's. I'm going to do both his brigades here. I apologize for my dog barking in the background.
That's all right.
Place fatigue on both of them. Move that down one. Here's their movement.
Oof.
That's what I wanted to see. So this is on this Albany Lake. It's only the Union does not get any.
You get a minimum of 2 for them, right?
Yeah, minimum of 2. So he's done that. So
that's a very nice roll.
1.
Well, gosh, game over.
Well, not yet. Sherman. Oh, I meant. Well, I didn't show keys, so.
That's okay. Yeah, I figured you were doing the whole first division.
Okay. 1, 2. There's keys. Okay, so keys is going to go 1, 2, 6. Okay. Hunter, Porter, and Burnside. There's fatigue. It's going to go. Oh, I got to roll for movement. You just piggyback on that 6. Yeah. Serves me right.
Well, there's our 6-1 split.
Well, I tell you, I got to hope. Last night I got all the bad rolls playing Jim, and I was doing the 1 movement, 6 extended march. 1 movement, 6 extended march.
Yeah.
And he's got his entire Army of Potomac right in the middle of all my guys. Because that was 1, 2, and then a 2. Burnside, it's a fatigue. He's on the 2. It's only going to go 1 hex. That was my second night move. Now I'm going to activate Miles. That's going to be Blinker and Davis.
Okay.
And I'm not going to activate Richards. I'm just going to... I could, but I'm not going to.
Sure.
There's fatigue. Here's their movement. There's a 4.
Well, you got all points of it. Extremes and the center.
Yeah. Oh. Big stats. 1. 2, 3, 4. I did not enter anybody's zone of control.
Correct, you have not. So that's the first one.
Two, 4. And those are my 3 night marches. So here's our first initiative of the night. 6-5 is Union.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to activate keys with Tyler. So he's going to go to T2. I'm going to move Tyler 2 keys. Here's his movement. It's a 6. So that's going to be 1. He's going to attack Evans.
Okay.
And that's going to be a... one. He's got 5 left, so he's going to do prepared assault.
Okay. Plus 1
He's
for
got
prep.
1 movement, 1 left. So that's going to be a 5 to 1. It's 2 to 1 with a +1. +1 for the type. Flank, I do not have.
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes covered. That's it.
Yeah, I got 4 hexes covered.
So, +1 prepared, +1 ratio. That's what I see.
+2.
Yep. And no artillery because we didn't think to put any near the bridge. Sadly.
There's no artillery. Yeah, and I don't have enough for an advantage. There's no artillery on either side.
All right. How superstitious are we tonight?
+2. Let's see how this works. As I said, somewhat aggressive. Here we go. Where's my double dice? There it is.
Ugh.
Wow. Okay.
Come on, dice. Give me a chance.
Yeah,
I haven't even gone yet.
That's not even fair, is it?
So that's a
+8.
+6. I think that is
+6.
gonna almost wipe him out. No, it's 1 DR.
No,
Okay.
it's 1 DR.
I'm gonna call you 6 Roger. Roger 6.
Yeah. So what's the effect on
Take
me?
a hit.
It's an advance on my hand.
Flip. And demoralize.
Now, you have to retreat back across the stone bridge?
I do. Yeah, that's going to be really terrible. I think he's going to go away because I can't. I think I can, in that situation, I can change one of them.
Right.
I
That's
can
what I was
override.
thinking. That's kind of...
But I can't override it on the first one because he's got a place to go. So it has to be that. But even so, it's going to kill him because even if I override it to prevent this here, if I override it to go there, his next one away is still going to kill him. So I'm quite certain he is just dead because you only get one override. So I'm going to kill.
Wait a minute. You retreat. The first one is fine. The
Right.
second one.
So the second one would, if he went there, it would kill him. So I could override it. Okay.
Right.
And I could do this instead. But then he still needs to go another one, which is farther away to there. Again, no road, through a Zoc, it's going to kill him there. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You override here, but now you've got one more to go.
There's one more I can't override. Yeah, so it's just a matter of timing. So you're going to get 2 manpower losses for that. That's very nice. Evans did not stand a chance. Okay. You may take the stone bridge if you like.
Now, here's a... this is, again, kind of continuing learning experience for me. I have 1 movement point left.
Yes. And you can use it.
I can use it to go. Can I use it to go to Henry House Hill, or do I have to use it to go?
You have to advance into it if you're going to use it. But then you could continue. Right.
I could do it something else.
Right.
Or alternatively, I can stay where I am.
Right. Because if you advance in there, you're still in a Zoc, and you've already entered a Zoc, so.
That's as far as I can go.
Right.
Because your Zoc stops me there by movement. So my extra. If you weren't there, I could.
You could keep going. Yes.
Yeah. I could keep going.
Yep.
Okay. This came up in a solo. I was soloing this the other day on one of ours. What does this mean? Am I stuck? I think I am.
Yeah. As long as you don't get anything but an A, if you have movement points left over, you can continue to use them. And that was supremely effective. Tyler, boy, he's your MVP so far.
I did give him a fatigue. I did. Okay, good.
It should be at 2, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Another goal for tonight. I'm going to try to get through without making any
Come join the party, man. I'm making them all the time.
Well, I think it's... I know what happens to me is I get caught up in what I'm trying to do, and I'm not thinking through the mechanics of initiative. So let's move on. Sorry.
Oh, not at all. Oh, 4-4.
Yours.
Hey, all right. Gosh. So my priority has now shifted. I have a potential flanking pincher arriving here. So I need to protect. All right, I think Beauregard is going to activate a Longstreet. Old Pete. Give him a fatigue marker, and he's going to get a +1 to this roll. Okay, well, it's shining on all of us, apparently. He is going to transfer to Pete. And I think... I'm going to do this. Go there. And then... that was 1. And then he's going to go 3 more to 4. And my stack is not merging with this stack, so... there we go. Okay. So I think that's good. We're gonna bolster the bridge there. Or potentially come around and catch you if you're trying to sneak over the river. Initiative. It's mine again. No, but it's command paralysis, so I give this one to you. That's my first one.
Oh, right. First one. Okay. I remember that. You have read my mind.
Excellent.
Mr. General Beauregard. I just realized I can't activate Schenk with Tyler because he got his zone of control and his command radius doesn't reach to either Sherman or Schenk. That's annoying.
At the current moment, yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Should have left him where he was.
I'm weeping sad and lonely over here for that.
I'm sure you are, yeah. Okay. That's not what I expected you to do. I hate when you do things I don't expect you to do.
I am heartily sorry I could not accommodate what you thought I was.
What time for you to edit out? I'll work for you tomorrow.
Take all the time you want.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead And activate Sherman. What's his movement roll? It's a 6. Initiative. Yours.
I surrender my second paralysis to you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Keys is going to go to fatigue 3. He's only going to go 1 hex to the left, so it's going to be just an extended march, and it's if I'm right, this is a +2 because it's all green light is a +1 and Union is a additional 1, so I think it's die roll +2.
Yep.
And it fatigues him, or disorganizes him, I should say, so he's going to flip. He's going to go to there. Initiative. Mine again. So I'm going to activate Shank with Tyler. Cleaning up the mess I made. He's going to transfer to Shank. And he's just going to go 1 hex over to here. Initiative. Yours.
Huntin will activate. We'll get a minimum 2. Okay. And he sees what's coming, and he is going to abandon those breastworks and slide 1 hex up here and disorganize. And capture the stone bridge again. Okay. Initiative. Yours.
I'm going to activate Porter and Burnside. Thunder. So they both go to fatigue 2. Here's their movement. A 2. It's going to go 1. Oop. It's got 1 left. Okay, let me do some mathematics here. Burn up my fatigue. You pointed out last week, this is a fatigue game. So I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to move Burnside 1 over. Initiative. Mine. Well, let's kind of talk through this.
Sure.
So let's say I roll my command, I get it. So that's going to be +1.
Right.
I get +1 for tactical. And then ratio is 6 to 2. So that would be another
2.
+2.
Right.
And then my flank would be +2.
Right.
I take off 2 for the bridge. That's +4. And then I take off another 1 for artillery because it's 1 to 1 and it's rolling terrain.
Right.
So that leaves us at a +3.
Yeah. So +3 is what I had.
So I think I'm going to roll. I'm going to activate.
Actually, wait a minute. Let's see. +1 assault, +1 tactical, 2, 4. Yeah, 6 minus 3. Yeah, okay. We're on the same page. Can't even read my own handwriting. I really should put my glasses on.
And watch me roll 6 on this and make the whole thing, the point would be moot.
Why do you have to say it, man?
There we go.
You rolled your 4. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 3. Yeah, we gotta move around here. And 5 to 4 is plus 1.
Woo!
Not enough.
Okay. So,
Your door's organized, and I am windied.
and was there anything from 1? Oh, yeah, it's a 1D. All right.
Yeah. And you're just disorganized, which you already were.
Already were.
Well,
and now I'm fatigued out, but hey, they're they're digging in their heels if nothing else.
Initiative. Horse.
Okay. It's time to call in the cavalry. We are going to activate LZ. And he's gonna go, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So he's gonna go all the way to Gainesville, which will give him 2 fatigues. And so fatigue, 1, 2. All right. There we go. Initiative. Mine again. All right. It is time for Johnston to activate his 3 divisions, get them moving. So, or 2 divisions rather. Alright. Oh no, he's got all 3. Yeah, he does have 3. Yeah, okay.
Ian Bartow, yeah.
Fatigue. And he's going to give them a +1. It's a 5. Transfer over to Jackson. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B will come in behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we'll do that the other way around, but Bartow will go first, and
yeah,
B would stack on. Okay. There we go. Okay. Initiative. Doubles.
Once again.
Alright. LZ will activate to 3. And he will get a minimum 2. He gets 3. His extended march is now a +1. It's okay. So he will go 1, 2, 3 into Groveton. Alright, initiative. Ugh! The timing! Oh! Damn you, initiative. Alright. Yours.
Well, I think I gotta try to drive you out of there.
Yes. Yeah. Expend those fatigues.
Yeah, exactly. Do I gamble? I'm trying to get. Let's see here, a 5. Ooh, you actually have a. Ooh, it's even. Oh wow, I don't like that. Don't like those odds at all. I'm gonna gamble on getting the next initiative. Activate keys. He's gonna go to fatigue 4. It's almost silly to try it, but we'll see if I can maybe avoid a manpower loss. I don't. 3 spend out of manpower. He's gonna slide 1 to Sudbury Church. Trying to pick up a flank here. Gotta get this initiative where that was not a good move. It's not a good move. This time you're going to have it.
All right. Well, I mean, Johnson absolutely has no choice but to tell Jackson, go for it, right? So
Yeah,
he's
I
going
think
to
so.
go to 2, get a +1. Ooh.
Yeah.
And they're going to go there and make a prepared attack
Yeah.
on Tyler. Alright. So
Going the other
we
way.
get Johnson versus Tyler. +1 prepared. -1 for... Actually, -2. Because I'm a 5 and you're an 11. So that's -2, sadly, for ratio.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to pick it back up with the +2 for the final flank. And
You have more than +2 for final flank, by the way.
oh, do I? Oh, I do. I've got 4.
Yeah.
Wow. See, you're teaching me something about this game, there, Roger. It's because of Cock.
You got everybody.
Well, Hunton's not 25% his size.
Oh, he's not?
No, he's only a 2. So, but luckily Cock is there. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
5.
doesn't matter. Yeah, Cock takes care of it. Yeah.
Okay. And then a -1 for artillery. And it's +1 tactical. And you've got 2 pieces of artillery. I've only got 1, so -1 artillery. So that comes off that. Alright, so I got 1, 2, 6 up and 3 down, so +3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, at the very, I'm looking at the chart. +3. And let's see. I roll a 1, so it's a 4 to 6, -2. So at the very least, I will give you a fatigue on both of them, but positive thoughts. All right. Here we go. +3. There we go. +4.
It's a D. Oh, what is this? Where am I on? 11? So 11 is. Ooh, I wouldn't sneak crossover into the next one up.
It's a 1DR.
1DR.
And there's going to be some. No, you got a pretty clear retreat path over the ford.
Next level that they're taking out of the game.
Yeah.
What was a 1 or a 2? It's just a 1.
Just a 1, yeah.
So we're balanced. I think now we're even on.
Yeah, we're even on that. Yep.
Decrease. Flip. Picks up. We'll pick up demoralization markers. Yeah, I was like, man. I did not want to attack at even odds. I guess I should have. So they got to go 4 to 6. And they got to go opposite. So I could go north, I guess.
Yeah, you sure can, because you can go through keys and have a good retreat path there.
Get them out of the way.
Right. Save you the manpower losses. He's going to stay there. There's no reason for him to go up Henry House Hill. And I had a 4 and a 5, so I just got a fatigue. So let me advance that to 3. Okay. Initiative. It's mine again. Well, I think I'm in a position now that I can pass.
I believe you are in a position where you can pass. I would agree with that.
We are at 0 right now if I've got everything calculated right. So, yes, I will pass. See what you're going to do.
Okay, let's get Burnside with Hunter. So here's he's at a fatigue 2, so here's his movement. It's 3. I'm going to transfer Hunter to Burnside. Well, not everybody. Just Hunter. Get over there. Here's his extended march. It's a 5. That's +2. So he goes to take 3 and he flips. Yeah. Okay, initiative. It's mine.
Hand rubbing. Wow, that's the sound of nefariousness.
That's the sound of. I don't know. That's pretty good. You picked that up that I was doing it. That's what I was doing.
Know your opponent.
Jeez. Okay. Well, this is supposed to be a learning game. That's how you're posting this on YouTube.
That's right. We're all learning. Even I learned stuff.
This is. I'm going to talk through this because I want to.
Sure.
You know, basically, I'm down. I've got Heinzelman, right? That's basically what I've got left. Everybody else is everybody else is pretty much done for. I mean, Keys is there. He's at fatigue. Porter's at fatigue 4. Burnside's at fatigue 3. Tyler's out. So Heinzelman's all I got left. I already moved Miles to the flank, and this is what I decided is just not going to ever work. Is trying to move around the right flank of the Confederate line. Right. I think that's not my best chance.
Well, I mean,
try to move around the right flank. I don't think I can get Heinzelman over there to do anything useful.
From a mechanic standpoint, though, it is realistically, I mean, aside from a frontal assault, it is your only avenue because unless you get some really favorable dice rolls for Heinzelman. Luckily, he's got no impediment in Centerville. But if you walk away from Centerville, now that's a target.
Yeah, that's exactly
and so if you try to send him around north, then there's a possibility he can get the Stone Bridge or maybe bounce Elsie out. If you want to try to support McDowell, you could put him in there, and McDowell could do a huge frontal assault across the bridge with Beauregard, or you can, slowly and methodically, like you were just saying, just kind of set up the pieces and try to work your way around over perhaps Woodward Ford, or the other Ford that I can't read. But
I can't read that either.
Right? Is Bitters Ford maybe?
Can I zoom in on
yeah, you probably
something like that. Yeah.
But obviously, the initiatives are going to be crucial there, and as soon as you do that, I'm going to react to that. And I was in the same situation last week. I mean, I tried the early envelopment, and I had pieces in motion, but then you were just flicking them away like fleas off of Camp Pickens.
Yeah. So let me. Okay, I'm going to try to play this.
What does your gut tell you? Go with your gut.
What I'm going to try to do, I mean, like you pointed out, the problem I have is once I move Heinzelman, I mean, I'm looking at here, you can just start, you've got plenty of fatigues left. Good Lord, I didn't burn it. The whole point of this was, my strategy, my hope was to burn your fatigues in the Grovetown, Stone Bridge area, and then have some movement to swing around your right flank.
Yep.
But you've got Bonham left. You've got
Bonham's the huge hammer, and he
Jones left. You've got Ewell.
Yeah.
You got all those guys left.
And at some point, potentially, if I see Heinzelman move away, I would target Richardson and try to at least get him away so that I could make a play on Centerville to scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, well, probably more scare the hell out of me. So, I think, okay, I'm going to bring up my reinforcements, and we'll just play this out. I think this game is lost, but I'll play it out.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to.
No, this is great. I
think this is lost.
We're only at an hour, so we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
And we're keeping Zeke entertained. So.
41st. Oh, okay. Hi, Zeke. I like this scenario because everything's right there in front of me, and I completely forgot.
It is the most perfect, imperfect information that you have.
I completely forgot that Burnside was sitting off there to the north. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's got to stop right there. Okay, initiative. Mine. Okay, now I'm going to bring down the 1/2 New Jersey, whatever that means.
I guess first.
1 of 2.
First Division, second Brigade. I don't know, maybe.
And now I'm getting 6s. There you go.
Okay, yeah, use them up now. Go ahead. Bring in the token forces.
I got to create a speed bump.
Right.
Initiative.
Okay.
Double sixes.
Oof.
Boxcars.
Okay. I think I need to. I think I need to bolster the stone bridge just a hair. So I will activate Radford. And they will get a +1 to this. Poof! 1, 2, 3. Bleh. They'll stop right there. Initiative. Okay. Munford will try the same. See if he can get a little farther. And +1. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 6. Initiative. Yours. Something to be said about half strength, half manpower cavalry in a 4 to 2.5 now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should have attacked there, shouldn't I? Tried that then. Can I activate the 4th Michigan? Actually, I take that back. And then the 1/3 nature, 1 of 3.
Just a reminder, I mean, it may be on your radar, I don't know, but 4th Michigan does belong to Heinzelman, so if you get him near, then he can. That's another unit he can use together.
Oh, okay. I did not realize.
Yeah, they're part of the 3rd.
These New Jersey guys are part of the 4th, I guess?
Yeah, there's no leader for them, but McDowell can certainly activate them.
Yeah. I'm missing 1 of 2 for some reason. 2, 1, 3, 1, 1. Place fatigue marker. Here's his movement. Get a 6. Get a 3. I'll take it. 1. Get back there. 1, 2, 3. Initiative. Yours again.
I think Beauregard is going to activate early. Fatigue level 1. And give him a +1 to this. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initiative. Yours.
Gonna activate Heinzelman. Here's their movement. 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So that's 8. I believe that's movement into a friendly hex. It's still
It's
1
3 to
plus.
11. Yeah. So it's just +1.
So they can also, the stat can also move into that space.
Yes.
I'm in trouble with my stacks tonight.
It's alright. It's not you. It's the setup of the module, I think. Well, got 14 there now versus 8. Definitely potential for a frontal assault.
Initiative. 9. I'm gonna try to this is something, a question. McDowell is within Heinzelman's command radius.
Yes.
So I could try a grand assault with McDowell and bring in Richardson. Richardson is not within McDowell's command radius, correct?
So normally, yes. In this situation, Richardson doesn't have a connection to
Oh,
that. Yeah.
There's no Ford on his...
There's no Ford there, right.
Damn it, blast.
Now, if you slide him over to 4220 to set it up, then you could... Heinzelman could request it, and he could bring him in from that other side, yes.
And there would be no flank there because there's...
you would...
It gets subtracted out.
Right.
There would be no flank because it ended up getting subtracted out.
Right, yeah, it'd be down to 0 anyway. But still, it'd be additional units that you could bring in to get you over the... I mean, that could get you over 16, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that gets me exactly 16.
Yeah.
I get 2 units. But I tried this before and just completely changed the game by the Union betting on it.
And as Lee pointed out in our game the other night, that's become an understood quantity about me. I don't like dice, so I'm gonna make you roll the dice and see how it goes for you. And if you get it, excellent. It was the dice wanted to go in your favor. If I have to do it and it fails, then the universe is against me, and I don't want that.
Well, I think I'm going to activate Richardson.
Now, with all that being said and all those considerations, what are the follow-up ramifications since we're going back into teaching mode here? So let's say perfect situation goes, you drive him out of there, you maybe even score manpower loss. You get me out of there, you advance into that spot, then what? So you still got to get through the McLean house, and whatever counterpunch that I may get from. Obviously, you're going to cut off Bonham from Beauregard, but Bonham's there, and he can do something to sap. So, what is your follow-up plan beyond just this attack? What do you want to do beyond it?
My hope is that I can somehow... Yeah, that's just it.
Right.
There's no
because it's a minefield there. It really is. I mean, there's so many things that you have to get through just to get next to Camp Pickens and Manassas. And as you and I have both seen, with a big stack on a Union attack across a river, that's just an invitation for heartache, because you're going to take manpower losses, and that's going to dig the hole even deeper, and now the desperation grows. So I like where you're going with it. I just don't know what the next step is beyond, other than me doing something with Beauregard. Well, I'm not going to do something with Beauregard because he's keeping McDowell in check. But Bonham is there, and at the very least, I'll sacrifice Bonham a little bit to slow you down.
I didn't really think about Bonham being a 7. I always forget about that. And he's a big enough gun. It's going to be... I'm not going to drag... I was hoping you're right. I'm not going to force you to drag somebody out of Bull Run Bridge.
I mean, I could see potentially you could get a couple of points with Hunter. He gets a good attack. He gets across the bridge. He gets the bridge. That's 2 points. And I don't know. I mean, the way I saw it last week with me is like, oh, I can tell when it's too steep an uphill climb. I don't think you're there yet, but it's going to have to go in a very, very tight margin.
I think you're right. I need to hang on to Richardson's fatigues. I can't afford to waste it on one move. So yeah, I'm gonna try this with Heinzelman, with Wilcox, and doesn't matter. They both have guns. Yeah, they're basically the same. So Wilcox and Howard, doesn't really matter between those two. So they're both gonna pick up a fatigue. Here's their command roll. Doesn't come off anyway, so a lot of angst for nothing. Here we go. Yours.
Okay. Beauregard will activate Holmes. These stacks are all jacked up. Alright, it gets +1 to this. 7.
Jeez.
Yeah, the dice rolls are going a little bit my way tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be a vanguard there. Initiative. Yours.
I'm gonna try it again. Same 2.
Okay.
Man, roll. The 1. There we go.
Alright,
okay.
you were in business.
So this is a 10 to 4. No, 8.
8,
So it's
yeah.
1 to 1 there. No tactical. I get a +1. You get a -2 for the Ford. And I think everything else is a wash. So I think this is a -1 attack.
A -1 attack, okay.
The beginning of the desperation. Here we go. -1. Fortitude.
Actually, that's a 5 to 1 with your -1. So -4.
I'm Union.
Yeah. So yeah, you're the 2, right? So yeah, a 1 to 5 is the adjusted, so -4.
Mind. -4.
Yeah.
So that's a 2D for me.
That is. What was mine?
2D for me. Take 1 off each one. Flip. Flip. And they're done. Next level. Next level. You got nothing.
That's right.
Initiative. Yours.
I will pass.
Activate Franklin with Heinzelman. Here's the movement. 4. It's 1, 2, 3. Heinzelman joins them. Initiative 9. Activate Davis with McDowell. His movement 6. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiative North.
Okay. Wow. I think you're setting up what Lee would call the 5-finger death punch.
I don't know about that.
Right. So you're sitting at 16 right now if everything were to go. And I'm at 15 because I got breastworks on 10 and 5. So I have to presume that that's going to work. Johnston is going to activate B and Barlow. Go to 2. And get +1 to this roll. So I'm going to 5. Johnston will transfer to B. And his extended march is a... Let's see, he is exhausted, so it is a +1 for all green alike. He's okay. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3. Gosh. 4. Oops. Left our manpower behind. He is going to do a force march. I'll flip and get an extra 4.
Nice.
But I'm going to decrease and just going to go to there. And then Barto's +1 on his extended. He's okay. It's just going to go to there. Guard Manassas. Initiative. Yours.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt a divisional assault. Miles. No, I'm gonna try it with McDowell first. With Blinker. One guy. So he's gonna go to fatigue 2.
Alright.
I don't know if he got down. Yeah, he did. He got down on fatigue. So here's the divisional assault. There's a 2, so that comes off.
Good.
Now I'm going to attempt a grand assault. Dow requesting himself. It's a 1.
That is a
so
good to go. You can bring everybody in now.
He can bring in everybody. Yep. So, fatigue there. It's a fatigue here. Fatigue there. Fatigue there. Fatigue here. Everywhere. So this is still not very pretty. It's probably got a huge stack going in. I've got 16. You have 15. So there's no ratio. I get a +1 for the type. Tactical. Regard. Oh, it's a 2/1.
Right. It's just a river.
Tactical is a wash.
Yep.
Artillery. You have 2 because of the breastworks. I have 1, 2, 3. So it's a -1 on, or it's a +1 on rolling train. It's a -1. So we're at 0. And a -2 for the creek. So I think it's a -2 assault, I believe.
I have +1 the assault. Yes, that's right. -2.
Yep. Creek attacking. Narrow talk. Well, let's see. Union's on the left, Roger,
yes.
Not the right.
All right.
It's a 0.
No, it's -2.
-1.
It is a -1 net result, right?
Yeah. So, there you go.
-1 at 16 is 1D. So.
Everybody's going to go to T4.
I will get... so you only have 10 in there according to that, so 2 fatigues.
Everybody's got a flip. Flip. And flip.
And that.
Well, I don't...
This is where McDowell says, "Uncle."
We're running back to Washington. Now we're going to next week. We're running back to Washington.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
I think the conservative play is you bring everybody around and Sudley Springs forward. You just play defense instead of, you don't send anybody down here where I went.
I believe historically that is what happened. Was Heinzelman went south around the Confederate right through the woods, crossbow run below the bridge, and everybody else, Tyler leading the punch, was attempting to go northwest around Sudley. I think that's what happened.
I think that's right. Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess Hunter did as well, or maybe Hunter was trying to go for the bridge. This one is a tough nut to crack. I think the final, we're looking at the final score here, is just a negative.
It's not.
Okay. It's hey, you got 2 men, so it's a -3. So it's 5 men to 2, and that is a -3 or less. So Confederate decisive, yeah. And you, yeah. I mean, hey, I was there last week. I know how belabored it is to
mean,
play the Union.
I knew this is one of those where the Confederates have the advantage. They have the interior lines, the roads all work to their advantage. And you really, it's almost a waste, I think, to head down where I went. But I was looking at, we talked last week. How does Manassas play into this? There's got to be some
way, otherwise they wouldn't value it so high. I mean, is it just a lucky die roll that gets you through all of that, or are they rewarding the Union player because the Confederate player is in such distress that they pull everybody out of those breastworks around the McLean farm and those fords and leave that path open? I don't know. I mean, I just, there's so many little tiny possibilities in this one turn scenario that I cannot figure out. I mean, we discussed it at length last week. I cannot figure out how to take Manassas, and it's not just the die roll. It's just the setup of it. So you either have to completely and totally surround them and not only get Groveton but push through it and past, and get past Johnston, because that's the obvious play for Johnston, is to go and try to link up with Elsie. It is so challenging to get near Manassas, and I think that's why it's the little pittance that they give you for, hey, if you can get there next to it, we'll give you a few points.
Yeah.
They rub you on the head and say, "Get out of here, kid! You bother me." But,
well, you actually got next to Manassas. With units.
But that's exactly why I likened it to you. Just like, oh, there's fleas on me, flick, 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 and you just bounced me out every time. And Heinzelman suffered greatly for that.
What I was hoping to do up around the what are those forts called? McLean's Ford and Blackburn's Ford. I was hoping to get you out of there to try to get to McLean House with some good initiative rolls, so I could potentially get a. Because that's just frontal assault on that bridge is absolutely insane.
But it's the same thing across McLean's Ford to a degree. I mean, you had it set up. I think that if you were willing to do that with Heinzelman, whether or not Richardson went over, I think you probably had a better than average chance of pushing me out of the breastworks there. But that's why I gave you that follow-up question. Okay, you've done it. Now what? I mean, are you gonna take on Bonham and the 11th North Carolina and the 8th Louisiana, or are you gonna? Because you're not gonna have enough fatigues to. You may be able to slide to McLean House, but then what? I think I would love to see. I mean, and we asked this last week. If you're watching this video after the fact, we would love to see in the comments section either your experience or what you think potentially you could do to capture Manassas. That is the great mystery for this scenario for me. I just even when we went back to McDowell's opportunity, you've got 3 turns to try to do it. I just don't even know how to do it without overextending yourself. But that's why we keep playing it.
I think this scenario is you play for Grovetown, and I think to win this scenario, the Union plays for Grovetown and Stonebridge. And defend.
And that's literally it, because they figure that you're going to get 4 points for holding Groveton with a Confederate next to it. That's probably going to be one or more of Johnston. Either he's gotten there and failed to eject you out, or he just doesn't have enough fatigues, or a conservative player will not make a play for Groveton. So potentially Union's going to get 4 for that. And if things go lucky early on and you flanked like you did, that was amazing the way you got Evans out of there with Tyler. Just bink! And you did 2-man power losses, and I thought, oh, this is how the night is going tonight. And and then, but as soon as you piled up there and said Tyler's coming for this guy, and I said, oh no, they're gonna go take the Stone Bridge, because I'll leave the breastworks if it'll save me a direct attack from a leader's assault.
Yeah, I should have covered that space first. I think that was my tactical mistake, was not thinking about you moving up there, because that just disrupted everything from that point forward.
Well, I think you were also flustered because you had, by taking the advance, which gave you the benefit of taking the bridge, you got the 2 points for it. But yes, you left them stranded.
Yeah, and then Tyler was out.
Right.
Yeah, Tyler was outside the command. That was like, well,
and no, I mean, but that's not a mistake per se. I mean, the the strategic objective was the bridge, so you had to
Yeah.
you got to advance into it, you would take it. But yes, the follow-up is now they're out of command radius.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and two hexes is nothing.
I know. we're almost done with it. We're almost done with it.
It's like nothing.
We'll go back to
well,
3.
this has been. I was trying to. I know this battleground has been. This is our at least our 4th, if not our 5th scenario.
Specifically
combined.
related to this, yeah. Right.
And it just continues to confound me, really.
Yeah.
As the Union, because the way the roads, it's just everything. I don't know why it just fits the Confederate player.
Yeah. I'm just ecstatic that this module was created, because between the nuance of all the little tweaks that we had talked about ad nauseum, but I love First Bull Run. I mean, I got to go to the battlefield last year and walk around it, and it's the first big battle. There was just so much imagery and historical significance to it that being able to play it out here with these is so much fun. But man, is it hard!
I think the mistake was I think you got to throw everything around. You just got to move everybody around the Confederate left flank and force the Confederate to drive you out.
Is it a spaghetti strategy of just throwing everything at it and seeing?
I think so. I think you just got to get guys over there to make it hard. And one of the things you did last week, what I thought was smart, and I thought about, but I didn't have to do it tonight, and I was really, maybe I should have, is force march to get guys over.
Well, I mean, with a 6, why would you? I mean, when Tyler got the 6, there was no need.
I didn't have to, but I was really thinking about, spending too much time thinking about that. Was, okay, you got it. It's like you got to get there.
Yeah.
But you got to get there and hold it. And if you're disorganized, you've lost manpower.
My favorite.
You're already behind the gun because the Confederate guys all have +1 tactical on you, or +2 if it's.
If I can adapt one of my favorite Seinfeld quotes to this scenario, I think I can. Anybody can just take Groveton. The secret is to hold Groveton.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's right. This is fun.
Yeah, it's
very fun.
Very, very fun. And hey, and you're right. The whiskey is what did it. And Lee said that the other night too. I had the whiskey, and it made all the difference tonight.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. I do have one in our post discussion. I want to clarify for all you internet users out there.
Yes.
I made a comment about Hood Strikes North and doing the pre-order. And I think the way I said that, people may get confused. And if you look at the pre-order page, it is a little confusing. It is met as pre-order, as I understand it.
Yes.
It's all 3
it is.
options
yes,
combined.
That is correct.
So,
once
right now is a chance to order it, and you'll get it at a cheap price.
Look at you.
Along with Stonewall Jackson's Way, too.
You're the professional hawker, man.
Well, I want people to. I don't want people to make the same mistake I made with Battle Above the Clouds.
Oh, yeah.
And procrastinated. Next thing I knew, it was out of print. And I got a pretty good deal, but I would have gotten cheaper if I just would have bought the thing new.
Right. Well, Roger is correct. They have met their pre-order goal of, I believe it was just 500 or 700.
575. I'm looking at the website right now.
Excellent. And it is scattered across all 3, as long as they got enough for all 3 parts of that. The Stonewall Jackson's Way 2 reprint, the upgraded counters, and or the Hood Strikes North. Any and all of those, they've met their goal, so it will be printed sometime probably within the next year. But yes, you definitely want to take advantage of getting Stonewall Jackson's Way 2, if for no other reason to have an upgraded version of it, but because we're having so much fun with the First Bull Run campaign and All Green Alike, that is in there. So take Roger's advice, jump on it now.
I've got the pre-orders in for the 2 games, right? And my wife said, "Oh, you got I thought you were only ordering 2 games." These are 3 different ones.
Ixnay on the order A.
I talked to her, and I'm going to go ahead. And my wife laughs at me because I just pull out the scenario booklets, right? You read those?
Oh, yeah. Well, we've done a bit of jibber jabbering tonight.
Yeah, you got some editing to do.
I'm gonna go put my editing hat on. Thank you for everyone who was watching and watching after the fact, and we appreciate your support. Hey, if you got a second and you've not yet subscribed to my little channel here, go ahead and click the subscribe button.
Oh, and ring the bell.
And ring the bell. I don't even see the bell, but ring the bell, and it will give you notifications on when I post the next one. And on behalf of Roger and myself, next week we're going to be doing The Retreat to Washington, Part 1.
And I'm already started.
Oh, good.
My guys are going to run home tonight. I'm going to start moving them out of here.
Well, I get to take the Union first, so that is going to be fun. We'll be doing a lot of retreat marching on that one, so you'll get to see stuff going to fatigue level 5 and 6, which is unheard of. Have a great week, Roger, and
you too.
And I will see you then.
Take care.
Take care.